Hello, everybody. We're back. NBL overtime, heading towards NBL 20. We've got the USA and the Boomers. Canada are coming. New Zealand World Cup. We've got the Blitz. We've got it all. And from now on in, for the better part of the next 9 months, every Tuesday, NBL overtime is back. Get involved anytime you like. Hashtag NBL 20. Hashtag See Incredible as I welcome in and back to Australia, my main man.
What's going on?
Homicide Williams. Good to see you back, man.
Good to see you guys. Glad the gang is back intact. Sorry I couldn't visit you guys in Vegas. Trust me, it looked fun, but I just was not able to get away.
From what?
From family.
We not family?
You are family, but you know, blood family.
Ah, gotcha. Family. Plenty to get into. Blitz, depth charts, and plenty more. This man's been tearing it up on NBL.com.au. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
You good?
I'm good. I'm just happy to have my guy back in town.
He looks refreshed, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he looks refreshed. I think he's ready to go.
Look wider.
That's a good point. Looks like someone's been working out to make sure they look good naked. Oh. The Americans. The truth on that. Come back from Vegas, 11 kilos over, but I'll try and shed that by 2026.
It's good to be back.
It is, isn't it?
It's great to have the show back in action.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into it.
Hey, what did you think of us in Vegas, man? Did you watch
I think you guys did a great job.
What kind of question is that?
Yeah, definitely. I think you guys did a great job.
Yeah, okay.
You guys covered a whole lot. I'm sure you guys behind the scenes met a whole lot of people that did not make it to camera, but I was impressed at how you guys held it down.
When we put the call out for you each weekend, for the Friday night, the weekend, was there a moment where you thought, I might just surprise them?
I was like, look, man, I am not messing with these guys in Vegas. I remember, there was a time that I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we had a good time, but it just wasn't going to be this time.
When the earthquake hit, we actually thought that was you landing in Nevada.
Imagine that. Oh, man.
All right, let's get into it. So much to get into. So many teams have started pre-season training already. Perth Wildcats today. So now it's just downhill slope really to the start of NBL 20. We can't wait for it. And the news coming out in the last couple of hours is the New Zealand Breakers have done it in a bit of a different way in this off-season. They've been doing mass announcements. We've seen Adelaide do a similar thing early in the off-season, but 3 new players have come in, their last 2 imports as well, as we look at the screen. Of course, Henry, Obeka, and of course, Majok as well. That's a big dunk. They've put together an interesting lineup, this New Zealand team.
They have. They've done it in Adelaide with these mass announcements, and Henry looks like he's going to be really good. He's an absolute bucket getter. Israeli League MVP 2 years ago. So we know Dan Shamir obviously was like, I'm bringing this guy to the NBL. He's my guy. And then last year, playing for a Turkish team, put up 17 points and 5 assists per game in the FIBA Europe Cup. So not the Euro League or the Euro Cup. So he can definitely play. Obeka looks like a shot blocker and not a lot more. A lob catcher and a guy who can roll to the rim and throw down. And obviously we've seen Majok in the league before. It's going to be exciting to see him back and see how his game has developed.
Look, I'll tell you this.
Tell us.
Look, there's something that we put out later in the show, you'll see. Okay. But after seeing this, it has to be rearranged because I tell you, that's a serious trio that they just signed, New Zealand. So I expect them to be fighting for that top 4 spot. That is legit right there.
It is. Just on that, do you think it gets underplayed just a little bit when they do have mass announcements? I think a little bit with Adelaide as well. Do you think we sometimes, when it's a one-off signing, we get hyped up and all the highlights go out, we lose our minds? When it's like a couple, and I'm not saying it's the wrong way about it, but I think that downplays the hype just a little bit. Lucky we've got this man here to be able to bring it back up.
It does a little bit. And the one I think that has slipped under the radar due to the mass announcements is Scotty Hobson.
True.
Who they signed and announced a couple of weeks ago when they mentioned, because the focus was a bit more on Dan Shamir and Kevin Braswell and that situation, even though it was they tried to hide it as much as they could. Hobson is legit and he's going to be, I think he's going to be their best player next season. And I think that might have flown a little under the radar. Just
on the Kevin Braswell thing, we spoke so much about it. Now, both of you, I know you have a relationship with Kevin Braswell. Have you spoken to Kevin Braswell? How did that all end? They made the announcement. Obviously, there's a new coach in there and director of coaching or whatever it might be. But in the end, any word from Kevin Braswell about how he is handling the situation?
Look, I just came off vacation. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Oh, your DM's still working,
too hot. That's too hot for Corey. He doesn't want that
I don't
smoke.
know nothing about nothing.
So that's a no. You haven't spoken to Kevin Braswell?
I've spoken to Kevin
there
Braswell,
it
but
is.
like I said, I just came back from vacation. Just happy to be back with my brothers. We can get into a lot of everything else you want to get into next Tuesday.
On vacay, off record. Got it. All right. I'm not sure if you put the graphic up yet about the New Zealand roster, the entire roster. Have you put that up? There it is. Okay, cool. Now, that's the roster you just touched on as well.
Yeah. I want to talk about who I think is going to start.
Oh,
so we
okay.
know RJ Hampton's going to handle the ball. I think Henry's going to start at the 2 over Webster. Hobson the starting 3 over Abercrombie. Findelaney's time at the starting 4 spot for mine. And Obekpa will hold it down in the middle. And then you've got Weeks, Webster, Abercrombie, Lowe. You've got a lot. This is a very talented team. A lot of talent. Very deep.
Okay.
A lot of talent, very deep.
That's interesting. Now, can we put up Liam Santamare's tweet, please? Because I want to go with... All right, so there you go. We'll get to our tiers. We've all done them as well, but there's yours that you put up last week. And you've got New Zealand on tier 3. Did you hear from Matt Walsh?
Yeah, I did hear from Matt Walsh.
Yeah?
Yeah, slipped into my WhatsApp.
This is interesting because you've said how talented they are, then you put them at tier 3 when it comes to the roster. Mind you, that was prior to the announcements today, so...
Well, okay.
Oh, no, it wasn't?
No, it was.
Okay.
It was. But I had a bit of an idea of who was going to be involved in those spots, and that's where I put them. I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs this year.
What did Matt Walsh say?
He was like third team, really.
Okay.
He couldn't believe third tier.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe they're in the third tier. And he said he wanted some action. He said, how about a friendly wager between you and I that we are not going to make the playoffs?
Oh, okay. And where did we land on this?
Well, I kind of...
I hope it's a yes.
I kind of ummed and ahed. I thought, man, I don't know. Is that... And then I thought, you know what?
It's legal. NBL overtime loves friendly wages.
All right, so
that's our new motto.
Here's what Matt Walsh and I have come up with.
Here we go.
Because there's a lot of... I mean, I've got a lot of reasons why I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. And it's so early, obviously. But I seriously think that there are at least 4 teams that are going to finish above them.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs, I'm going to sit courtside at their first home playoff game next to Matt Walsh wearing a top that says, "I slept on the Breakers." If they don't make the playoffs, Matt Walsh is going to sit courtside at a playoff game of my choice wearing a top that says Santa knows best.
That's fair enough. I like that.
That's fair.
I like that.
But you know the best thing about this is? Have a look at that. 2 rivals just meeting. You know what the best thing about this is? And Matt Walsh being a businessman and entrepreneur, if they get a home final and tickets the price is too high,
right,
he might want to sell that ticket to which he's given to you. He's like,
Yes.
There's a $1,000 ticket.
Just get away
and then
with
you'll be sitting up the top. And that's a nice little wager. I like that.
Yeah, well, I just can't see. There's so much... There's been so much volatility within that organisation over the last period of time. So much change, so much turmoil behind the scenes. I just don't think that's a recipe for success, immediate success in the NBL. We have seen over a period of time continuity, culture, stability, those things get it done in this league.
The thing with Corey Webster is you mentioned probably to come off the bench when you put together a depth chart. If he comes in and plays particularly well off the bench, they're a much better team. If Corey Webster plays well as a starter or the bench, they're a much better team. It's just to see if he's happy with that role coming off the bench and get the opportunities, because he come from that, the NBL too. We played particularly well in China, and you and I spoke about it in the commentary, and then at NBL overtime. That's the big one. Guys coming off the bench, buy into it and play well off it, they're a much better team. And I look at Corey Webster because he's so talented.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of unknowns about how that team's going to come together.
Which makes it exciting.
And all the different spots. I want to see where you guys have got them.
Did you do your tiers?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, don't even worry about my tiers. I just came from vacation. All right?
Hold on.
After seeing this,
what's happening?
New Zealand
You putting it up?
is 100%. This is a legitimate team, man.
Yeah, well,
But Corey, did you just
you've
say...
got him on tier 3.
Give me what Liam had?
Pretty much.
See, this is... I'll tell you what.
You did.
I'll tell
I
you
just
this.
came from vacation. I don't know what's going on.
Did you just
do
land?
what Liam did.
You just landed
Yes.
today? You just landed today?
Yo,
Do you just land today?
I mean, I'm pretty much Friday. I got here Friday. When did they ask this?
Huh? Today.
Today.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this was happening.
Neither did I.
So
Did you copy him?
No, I didn't copy him.
Let's look at.
I've put Brisbane. His name's going on.
You're going to see me sitting with me. Matt Walsh, Corey has them in tier 3 as well.
Yo, Matt Walsh, I'm telling you right now. Like I just said, I just came from vacation, but my mind is right now. After these announcements, you are nowhere near tier 3.
Hang on a second.
He's tier 1.
We got asked to do this after the announcements. Liam had already done his on Twitter.
Right,
That's
Cam,
why I put
yeah.
that on there too.
You've got them below 4 teams at least as well.
Yeah, well, Matt Walsh hasn't hit me up trying to make a bet. I have got them. They're X factor for that exact reason. I have got the 4 teams. I love that Brisbane brought back Lamar Patterson, and that's why I've got them at tier 1.
Nah, that team ain't making
question
finals.
marks over that.
That team is not making finals.
Brisbane?
Brisbane ain't making
How
finals.
come?
They just not. I'll tell you this. I got New Zealand in before I got Brisbane
Yeah,
in.
Brisbane brought back Lamar Patterson, who we're all excited to see him play an entire year, and they got Nathan Sobey, who was all NBL second team last year. Now, it is a little bit of a different roster because we all expected him to go when they made the kind of announcement that Lamar Patterson probably or isn't coming back. We thought they'd get a 4 guy. Now, that's the interesting one.
They haven't done that.
Melbourne United, the exact same thing. They went and got Prather when we all thought they were going to get a 4.
The Lamar Patterson signing, to me, reminds me of the Mitch McCarron signing by Melbourne United this time last year, where it was like, this guy is suddenly available when we didn't expect him to be. Let's just do it. Let's sort it out and make it work.
I like it.
They want to play up the floor. They promised Sobey we're going to play an more open style in recruiting him, and they have been true to their word in the way they've put their team together. Now, here's what I like about Brisbane. I talked about continuity. We have seen this movie before with Andre Lamanis. We saw it in New Zealand, where and it's not just Andre Lamanis, it's Richard Clark as well, where they back him in. It took a little while to build it. From day one, he said, we're going to build a culture here, and we're going to build a winning culture that's going to sustain success. And they went, okay, I don't think they wanted to go back-to-back wooden spoons, obviously, but then they took a big leap last year, and they've got continuity with their coaching staff. Lamanis, Bruton, McKinnon. They've got, and then you look at that team: Kadee, Glidden, Patterson now, Vicona, Tarangi, Hodgson. Okay, they've got a couple of new pieces, but the core has been together now, building for a while. They are going to win a bunch of games.
I agree. Do you want to make a friendly wager that Brisbane make the 4?
No,
okay,
it's too early for that. But I like New Zealand. I like New Zealand's.
I'm not against New
I
Zealand.
like New Zealand.
Okay, that's why you had him on tier 6,000 on our graph a moment ago. So where do you think, will Patterson start at power forward?
No, I think Braun will.
Braun will start at power forward and Patterson at 3. Do you think now Melbourne will go to the season with David Barlow as a starting 4?
Yeah, I do.
You don't think, call me crazy.
Crazy.
Is there any way, I'm just going to throw it out there, is there any way that Melbourne might look to start their point guard, Trimble, at the back here, Golding, McCarron and Prather at the 4 and try something ridiculously unseen?
Against certain teams, they will.
Yeah, I think they'll go those 4 and then, of course, have the big fella Long. Have you heard from Sean Long? Is he in town yet?
Look, I'm always.
Okay.
I'm a phone call away from my man.
So that's a yes?
Don't get it twisted. He ain't. You know.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I actually like that they've gone out and they've gone, Melbourne are going, well, we're going to get a 4, but Prather looks amazing in our workouts. Let's go get him. Same with Patterson. As you just mentioned, I like the idea they haven't gone traditional in a positionless world we live in.
Spoke to Prather yesterday. Story should run on nbl.com.au in the next little while.
Yeah.
He said he had the surgery at the pre-season last year with Kimke, and then they let him go. It didn't work out. Didn't play at all. He said, I feel younger. And he said, throughout my entire time in the NBL, I had knee soreness, and now that's completely gone. I feel amazing. And he said he's reignited his passion for the game, which maybe he lost a little bit throughout that sort of, I guess, disappointing EuroLeague experience.
When we bumped into him randomly at that court in that stadium where they were working out, we were surprised how, not surprised, he's always been in pretty good shape, how he looked. It was really, and when you see him, you're like, you know what? And all those words he said, there's no doubting in my mind that he's in the best shape almost of his career. All right, let's look. Blitz, because this will be the first time we get to see all the teams together. It was announced, the schedule and the fixture's been announced in the last couple of days. What you need to do, if you want to get tickets or get involved at least, nbltaz.com.au. And this is going to be a fun 4 days. I think, are we all going to be down there? Well, you've been on holidays, Corey, so you wouldn't know. Liam and I
wouldn't
definitely
know.
I think we're going to make it happen. I think we're going to make it happen.
Gonna make it happen?
I think so.
Yeah.
But where we're going to be, it's obviously it's
in a few different
a few
Yes.
different spots
Right.
as we're doing a tour.
I tell you where I want to be, Corey.
I want to be in that arena.
I want to
Hobart?
I want to be at session 2 on the 20th of September to see LaMelo Ball and RJ Hampton roll out against last year's grand finalists.
Yeah, that's where I want to be there too.
Yeah.
That's where I would want to be.
I'm actually away on that day. I'm there for the other 3, but that's going to be good.
Anything else? Or what?
Listen, I want to see the babies come out and rock out. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. And it'll be exciting seeing the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix involved in, getting their inaugural season up and going. There's so much to get excited about.
Duncan 3-point comp involved?
Are you in the 3-point comp?
I would assume so. I've got some developing news about a one-on-one battle, actually, which I'll get to in a moment.
A new one with
It's a
who?
new season, Kev.
With you, man. You might have been
come on, man.
You might have been on holidays, but I've been sure as hell working out. Who do you want to set it? Have I told you my theory on dunk comps?
Oh, here we go.
How they should bring a defender in?
Like they did in the Puma, the money tournament,
Yes.
the basketball tournament.
Yeah. I think the
Somebody has to
NBL,
just try and stand there and try and block it.
the NBL, yeah.
That's what they did in the money tournament.
The NBL probably 2 or 3 years away from that because we haven't had a dunk comp for a little while. The NBA is so boring now because the high-profile guys don't go at it. But the NBL needs to make sure that the high-profile guys we all want to see are in it.
So who is it? AJ Ogilvy? Simon Dwight? Can we put Simon Dwight, the landlord, under the rim?
Who would you put in? He's trying to block stuff. Who are you most looking forward to? Is there anyone who sticks out for your dunk comp? Who you got?
100%. Eric Griffin.
Okay.
I'm with him, Eric Griffin. He's incredible.
Of course you're with
He's
him.
a
We see your
rocket.
tears.
Come on.
I want to see him in the dunk comp. What little guy?
Nah, I want to see Terry Armstrong.
Good call.
We did see him in a workout we were privileged enough to see, and he just gets above the rim. So it's been, and I think there was a bit of footage on NBL.com.au of him in the background while they were announcing the ownership structure, and no one really cared what Zach Randolph had to say because Terry Armstrong was just throwing it down behind him. So that's someone I want to see.
Zach Randolph. We haven't done a show since
haven't done it.
Zach Randolph, Josh Childress and Al Harrington bought into the league.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It is.
So good.
So, yeah, Terry Armstrong for me. I
Terry
think,
Armstrong, Eric Griffin, Quatnoy.
yes, another guy.
Be nice. Finn Delaney, maybe, the Diesel.
Hey, Prather? If Casey Prather, who's given us some great dunks with a sore knee, if he's feeling good, that's the big thing around dunk comps. In any competition in the world, you've got to have the higher profile guys who are really good dunkers in games to do it as well, and that's big. Should we...
Terry Armstrong will probably win that.
Should we bring back Brett Rainbow or not?
Sure.
No?
Could still throw it down.
He can. I see his Insta story, dunking it every week. All right. Make sure you get involved at nbltaz.com.au. All right. So while we're squarely, firmly... Actually, just on that, the team ownership. That is exciting, isn't it, with the NBA guys? You interviewed them in Vegas. You pumped?
One step closer to making that relationship become a marriage.
All right, while we are talking lots of NBL, of course, we've got the USA, Canada, New Zealand. We've got a World Cup on our horizon. The USA, the Australian, rather, the Boomers, have been in camp for the last 3 days or 4 days in Melbourne, and the team is... In fact, as we talk about this right now in NBL Overtime, and you're all watching it, the players will know. They've had their exit interviews with Andre Lamanis, the coach, and they will know if they are going to be a part of the Chinese World Cup campaign or if they're not. So it's a bit of a unique situation right now. The team won't be announced until tomorrow, but I think we do have our... Well, I'm assuming Liam and I put a team up. Did you make one?
I got a team up.
Oh, you got one? Okay,
there it is.
cool.
It doesn't look like yours or Liam.
Let's have a look.
Okay.
Let's see. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. No! Oh, my God. How is this real? How is this real?
They're all the same.
Yeah, we're all the same.
Oh, my God. How would we know this? How would we know this?
Okay, wow.
All right.
So yours has changed a lot then since when we did this a while back.
Man.
I feel like yours
Come
has changed
on,
a
in the
lot.
same order? Come on, man.
I think it's alphabetical order.
Oh, I was about to say. I'm still on vacation. I just came back from vacation.
All right, so
I just came back from
that's a bit boring, just quietly.
Yo, I just came back
That's
from
a little bit
vacation.
boring.
Oh, my God. Damn.
Fellas, bring it
Jeez, all right.
together.
Alphabetical order, but we've got the same.
Oh, my
okay,
God.
let's look. So We have changed a little bit. So when we did our proposed teams a couple of months ago, we obviously had Simmons in it. I think Brokoff was still a possibility, or would at least to be in the team.
Yeah.
I know I didn't have Sobey in the 12 when we did the proposed.
I had him on the bubble.
And I think just when I was putting together my team, I just thought that I've got a very top-heavy team.
Yeah.
So I thought Sobey coming in. Of course, Golding was there. I had him because I think they do lack a little bit of shooting without Brokoff in particular. So I thought Golding, not like for like, because Brokoff probably a little bit in front of him, but Sobey coming in. So, and I had Motum instead of, and I haven't been at the camp, and you have, Liam, so you can tell me, but Nick Kay's been outstanding. But I like the way that Brock Motum plays his passport, and from all reports has had a really good 2 years in Europe.
There's been no opportunity for media to watch any of the camps, so it's so hard to talk on who has played. Well, we can listen to what the coaches tell us, and Luke Longley certainly said that on day one that he had played really well, and then Dave Patrick backed that up. But having said that, Dave Patrick was asked specifically if Nick Kay was still playing well. So what's he going to answer? So if that is the team, what we all think it is, I feel like Nick Kay is the guy that probably got closest. So the guys we have missing, I don't think I'm missing anyone here. Kadir Glidden, McCarron, Xavier Cooks, Todd Blanchfield, and Nick Kay. And I would think that Nick Kay would be the guy there that's probably the closest. And Dave Patrick said it's the bigs that he was asked, you know, where is the biggest selection headache? And he was saying it's probably with the bigs, to be honest. And you would imagine it's that decision about whether Nick Kay makes it. And if he does, is that over Modem? Is it over Landale? It'll be interesting. And
Xavier Cooks has almost a similar, not predicament or argument, but when it comes to it, he's in the same as Nick Kay. We've seen him at NBA Summer League, and he was actually impressive. He was good. It's sometimes hard for a big guy playing his role to get the ball a lot, but he's also on the periphery as well.
He's a 3-4. I feel like either he makes it or Deng Adel makes it.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, you know, talking with my man Tommy Hirsch, you know, I think that's the best team that they're going to go with. That's just what I feel. Nick Kay, you know, had a great year. First team All-NBL
He was great.
champion. Key role in Perth, the Wildcats winning. But, you know, Jock Landale or...
See, Jock Landale. I remember now what's changed from your squad.
Yeah.
You did watch Summer League.
Yeah, Landale. You didn't have him in.
I didn't have him in.
You were sleeping on Jock Landale.
Yeah.
I didn't have him in.
Yeah.
Right.
But, you know, I think that's the best 12 to go with. It's still great experience for Nick Kay. There's always next year.
Nick Kay's a sneaky NBL 20 MVP candidate for mine.
Jot that
Listen,
down. I'll tell you what.
You will never hear a bad thing come out of my mouth about the Perth Wildcats. That's a fact.
What you mean going forward?
Wow.
Listen.
Are we just
Roll the tape.
Are we just erasing history?
You will never hear me say anything about the Perth Wildcats bad.
Or any Wildcat.
Or any Wildcat.
What if they go 0-8? Which they won't. But
And that's different, you know what I mean? That's present, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying as of now, they're not first of all, we know how the schedule is.
I just wanted to make sure
they top heavy at home first.
Hey.
So there's never no zero in
Have
it.
you checked the schedule? I didn't look at that.
Nah, I didn't, but I know
They
that.
got Melbourne United.
Because, you know, they have the tennis and all that, so they got to get a lot of games in.
They got Melbourne United Saturday night. We haven't spoken about the fixture of the schedule.
Melbourne United where?
In Perth.
Perth 1-0.
Yeah. Just on that. Firstly, I got to...
Hold on, that's the Boomers.
And we finished
the FIBA World Cup. Why are we talking about the Wildcats
Because
again?
you said
Kay 20
you're the one that took it from the
MVP.
Boomers. Okay. What else you got?
No, I just feel.
Oh, you finished, are you?
I just feel for those guys that miss out. Those conversations.
for sure.
I tweeted about this just earlier. Those conversations. What a roller coaster ride of emotions in that office this afternoon or this evening, where for a couple of those guys, you can imagine the meeting with Mitch Creek, telling him he's going to be a Boomer at a World Cup. The tears will flow, right? A guy like Jock Landale said he broke down when he got the call to make the squad. If he gets the opportunity, gets told that he's in the team, like those. Great positive emotions, but wow, telling these other guys, that whoever misses, I mean, what if that's Brock Modem?
Yeah.
Or, you know, like whoever misses, telling them they haven't made it, it's going to be tough.
And any time you're in that situation, you are in the last 18 for your national team, in any sport, you do at some point allow yourself just to dream for a moment or two that, hey, you know what? There's a World Cup. There's an Olympics on the horizon as well, which continues to, the momentum we can propel you into that. But there's also the unique situation of playing in Melbourne, in Australia, against the USA, in front of 55,000 people in a football. It's not just about representing your country. You allow yourself to think about the possibilities of the next month. And yeah, you're right.
What if that's Nathan Sobey? He'll be shattered if he doesn't make it.
I mean, let's just be honest here. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yes.
Come the 22nd, 24th, and you know these games. But the 22nd to 24th against Team USA, I don't care if you don't get off the bench, just to be on that team. It's a once in a life. It's incredible. It's a dream come true. So it's going to be a lot of. You have no choice but to be emotionally attached. So you're right. If you make it, you're gonna be doing backflips all up and down in the MSAC. But if you don't make it, you'll be shattered. Got to bounce back though.
This is the thing that I find interesting. If Landale does make it, that means they're going with 3 centres, right? So you take a centre as injury insurance in Landale, Bogut and Baines. If he does make it, and the plan was to go with 3 centres, it's interesting that there's not a centre that misses out. You know, they've basically that it's not Isaac Humphries or someone like that at the squad, which makes me think maybe the plan is maybe not to take an extra centre and to take an extra ball handler.
How much tweaking do you think Andre Lamanis might have done to a plan, though, when Ben Simmons, obviously not even talking about the exhibition games, ruled himself out of the World Cup? Because I think that changes the way of which you look at not just the guard play, but also the entire team that's going to go to China.
True.
So you might just go with the big
for me, that's opened the door for Nathan Sobey to come in.
Just quickly, the NBL fixture, we haven't had much of a chance. It will open with a throwdown, which I think is a really good way to start it. Melbourne will be obviously packed out, I should think. And then I want to say this. Sporting organisations and governing bodies around the world, I firmly believe that the team that wins the year before, championship, whatever it might be, they deserve to open their season at home. And they can, and this is the Perth Wildcats here, they're going to unveil the banner in front of 13,000 Red Army screaming, passionate fans, which will be the first time they've seen them since they won a championship, because, of course, they won it in Melbourne against the team that were essentially 2 wins away from winning a championship. And I think that is the perfect mixture, the perfect ingredient to start your season. And
they've done it beautifully. I like the fact they've got the Cairns Taipans involved in round 1. That's, I thought, was the best part of the fixture.
Gee, I'll tell you what, you know how many drinks I had to buy the Cairns Taipans organisation just to apologise for leaving him out? But as I said, I ran that NBL when I did it, and I had...
Yeah, you're on vacay?
You know what I had? I had Melbourne playing South East Melbourne and Perth.
Yes.
I got 4 of them right.
There were a lot of things wrong
except
with it.
Cairns wasn't in there, so I had to deeply apologise and profusely apologise on that. But yes, I think the NBL...
to put their roster together.
Yeah.
The Taipans.
Yes. Jai, of course, we did announce that a couple of days ago as well, so that is good news.
That is huge.
Big. All right, hey, you mentioned the games at Marvel Stadium. If you want to get out there, and I'm talking to you at home, because you have an opportunity right now to play some 3x3 on the court before Australia and Boomers. You look at that, of course, the Canada games as well, and it is going to be a huge opportunity in Sydney, Melbourne and Perth. 3x3, what you need to do is jump on 3x3hustle.com. Register now. There'll be some games before it and the opportunity for some people to play some 3x3 before the USA, the Boomers, the Canada games as well. So that's a huge opportunity. So you could be playing in front of 55,000 people at Marvel Stadium. So bring your A game, whoever gets there in the end.
Definitely bring your A game. Again, it's an incredible opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event that's come to the shores of Australia in Melbourne. Marvel Stadium. Who wouldn't want to play in that?
There's about 12 or 13 USA players at the moment, but outside of that...
Next, man. Next.
I think it's going to be a wonderful experience. Make sure you get involved. All right. Now, I will say this. Look, I know that Mitch Creek... of course, committed to South East Melbourne Phoenix last week, and he's like, hey, you know what? I'm here, and it's great for the league, for fans and all the rest of it. But I'll tell you what. When you go on Instagram, I don't know what South East Melbourne Phoenix are paying their marquee man, but they wanted to up it or at least give him a place to live. He's jumped on Instagram last night. He's looking for a housemate. Now, I'm going to start with you, Corey, because obviously Liam's got a family and I've got a 1-bedroom shoebox. Who do you live with, Corey? Is there any chance?
It's still up there, yeah.
It's there.
Any chance you can squeeze in Mitch Creek?
Nah, can't do that.
Corey's on Chapel Street. Creek wants between...
How you tell him? Listen, I don't know the whole world. I don't want the whole world knowing where I live.
It's a big street.
It's a big street.
It's an 11K stretch of road.
It's a big street. My bad. His phone number is...
Mind you, if you jump on Insta story, you can probably work it out. What do you think? What do you reckon a non-negotiable is if Mitch Creek's going to move in with you?
Well, what kind of housemate would Mitch Creek be? I think he'd be a high-intensity housemate.
The house better be clean.
He's a culture
He would
guy.
have you washing the dishes to the best of your ability.
You know what? If you actually did something wrong, right, and you didn't quite clean the dishes or maybe wipe the table, he'd be like, hey, get back out there. And he'd be encouraging in his way he does it. Oh, he'd be fun
very
to live
fun,
with.
but it would be high intensity.
You'd be better at whatever you did on the back of it.
You would be your best self.
No doubt.
At whatever you were doing around the house.
Do you think he needs to have a hoop in the driveway? Because that's something he left out. Now, he did mention he'll be spending a lot of time at Knox and training and all that. So I get that.
I think it's a good point you make about the Phoenix. Like, how is their marquee man out there asking for a housemate? Or is he one of those people, do you think, that just wants someone around?
I don't know. But do you have to be a Phoenix fan?
Some people don't like to live alone.
Like, he can't live with a Melbourne United fan, can he? Like, there's a couple of things I don't think he specified there. Like, with Melbourne United fans, like, yeah, I live in Caulfield, come on in, and then he's got, like, Sean Long posters on the wall. Be weird.
Speaking of the Phoenix,
Yes.
they are on a little training camp right now in Maryborough.
Where's that?
It's the home
of Dalla.
It's the home of Matthew Dellavedova.
Oh.
Really?
Who goes to Maryborough?
A nice
Their
stadium in
training
Maryborough.
camp.
I think it's called the Matthew Dellavedova Court.
I think it is. I think it's a sneaky... It's the first seed plant of the Matthew Dellavedova Southeast Melbourne Phoenix recruitment plan.
I like that. I like that idea. Just on that, is everybody there? Like, would the GM be there?
GM's not there.
He's not there because I heard him on Melbourne radio today.
GM was just walking through these hallways before. He's like, you guys go to Maryborough, I'll run things from back here. Kendall Stevens is there. He's out here a month earlier than he needed to be.
When does their official pre-season start? Do you know? Because it is a little disjointed with the Boomers camps.
September, I think.
Okay.
Start of September is when the imports will be here.
Okay, I think we're done. You got anything for us before we leave?
No. I'm just happy to be back. And,
Can we get your tears next week?
Got you. No problem.
Are you going to bring something that, like, you got something?
Nah, it's too early, you know. Just looking forward to the international games, you know. That's all.
You got involved? You got any little cash jobs on the side that Liam and I can get involved in?
I mean, honestly, I'm looking for it. You know, you're the one with all the cash jobs, not breaking bread.
On that note, let's get out of here. Hashtag NBL 20. We're back. NBL overtime. Make sure you get involved at NBL. Huge. Shoot, what is it, 9 months, is it?
9.
Is it 9?
9 months.
9 months.
It's going to be an incredible... I mean, this is...
How long till we turn on each other, do you think? 3 weeks?
First
Fortnight?
Pre-season.
Okay, cool. Blitz, we're down and Tassie together. We're done. We'll see you next week. This has been NBL Overtime.